Hi everyone. I know it's been a while since I have recorded a video. It is September 3rd, and school has started up, and so has my work. I took the summer off to be with my family, my kids, and I had a lot of work. And so I did not have the capability of filming videos for YouTube. I have been doing shorter videos on TikTok and Instagram, and I've been keeping up a little bit on there, but you know me in social media, I'm not the best at it. So I have a few minutes with my crazy hair. I have a few minutes now before I have to get on a video call, and I thought I would give you guys a little update on what I have been doing and what I'm going to be working on. So, where do I have it? That's a good question. Don't know where I have that illustration. Either way, I have been working on this unfinished paper mache, half painted paper mache, but this is going to be a new character of mine called Harriet, and she is a hedgehog, as you can hopefully tell already. But the story of Harriet is that she absolutely loves summer. She loves laying in the grass and looking up at the clouds. She loves feeling the heat on her body. She loves the smell of lavender and of roses. And she one day sees sunflowers, and that signals that summer is ending and fall is approaching. And with fall, she knows that she's going to have to prepare for the big bug feast and then slowly go into hibernation. However, every now and then she wakes up during the winter and she just hates seeing all of the grays and the cold weather and the gloominess. So she decides to pick sunflowers and put them in her burrow, so at least when she's laying down in her bed, she can look up and see the flowers and be reminded of summer. But it's still not enough. It's still quite gloomy. So one day she's walking through the garden and she sees these kids doing something with their hands. And once they leave, she goes and looks at what they were playing with, and it is this craft that looks like a sun to her. So she takes it into her burrow, and she now has a sun. And that's the little story that I was making up for, and I made a little autumn kit, which I will show you. So this is the packaged autumn kit with the little design, and here on the border I have all of the languages that I offer lessons in, so English and French, Spanish, and German, with Harriet there collecting her flowers and sunflowers. And on the back you have a little Harriet sticker, and inside I have everything packaged, so I can only show you the little zine that I have that I created of Harriet. And then when you open it, you have the last illustration, which I will keep as a little surprise. And then I also have stickers that I've made. And you might be wondering, didn't you used to have horrible problems with your printer? Yes, I did. And I still have this printer because I can scan things, and it's really great at scanning. But with the printing, yes, I could not print a damn thing. I could not even print white and black. I couldn't. It wouldn't print black. It would print blue. It would print a grayish, bluish, Payne's gray color, but it would not print black. Why? I don't know, but it just wouldn't. So what did I do to get these printed? Did I send these off? No, I did not. Let me show you. Ta-da! I have a new printer. It's a beast. And you also might be wondering, where are you? This is not your studio, and you are in fact correct. This is not my studio. Well, actually, this is my temporary workspace because I have to move things around, and I am improving and changing things, and I'll get more, geez, my hair is crazy. I will get more into that later at a different point, because I can't really talk about it yet since I don't have a lot of information. But yeah, I can give you guys a tour later in the video once I've organized things, because it's a tight little space, so it takes a lot of organization and order and putting things away and finding boxes to keep things in order. But did I mention order? So yeah, so this is a little temporary nook. I like to call it a little nook, where I have to be very careful how far back I push my chair because I might knock the beast that is this printer. I'm very happy with the printer, by the way. It is an amazing purchase. I love it. But yeah, so I have a couple things on my desk. I have this, the medieval art, 2 volumes, and Gothic. You might be wondering, why am I looking at this? Or maybe you're not wondering since you're familiar with me. And then I have the Apocalypse book. You're like, you're such a cheery person. Why do you like such dark things? And I would say, well, because I have a goth soul, and it is September. And what comes after September? October, which is Halloween. And so I can already enter into the spooky, gloomy, gory, horror sensations that bring about the year. So I have my sketchbooks here, and I have my notebook here, and I will be flipping the camera over and talking a bit more about what I'm going to be working on. All right, so I'm back from doing lunch, having lunch, cooking lunch, cleaning after lunch. So let me show you these books. A friend of mine is always so generous, Carolyn, to give me her old books that she no longer needs or wants. And she is an archaeologist and a very intelligent, intellectual, academic person. And she gifted me these, and I am over the moon. So these are more about, you know, Gothic architecture, but I just love looking at the details that they use to put within spaces. That's what I really like, this here. And that's what really creates those nice medieval motifs. So this is the first time that I'm looking through it. This one is the Roman Middle Age. This is the Roman Gothic. I know a little bit about, as you can see here, the cathedrals and the structure of the church is different. I did a research assistant position in medieval Gothic architecture in Catalonia, and I had to translate documents. And so I remember a lot about the Gothic architecture of churches and cathedrals. And what are they called? Capillas. Small churches, I can't think. Chapels. But so these are really great. See, look at these arches here. You can totally tell this is completely different too. Let's see if I can find a similarity. Watch out, nerd alert. Oh. The archways are different. See here, completely different. Completely different. So interesting. To a nerd like me. But so yeah, so I'm very grateful to have these books, just to, you know, go through and look at some of the details and the stonework or the woodwork, or I mean, look at this. And then you can use that in illustrations. So that's the 2-volume Henri Faucillon. I always slaughter French. I wish I didn't slaughter French because I love the language. I'm trying to get better at it. And then she also gifted me this book. She gave me this book, which I absolutely love, especially these. Of course, it's Albrecht Dürer. Of course I love it. I love his illustrations. And he did a lot of work on the Apocalypse, so obviously we are going to see a lot of his work in this book. Move my coffee over. So, I don't know, the theme of the apocalypse is so intriguing to see how the human brain can actually come up with the end of the world. And this is all, I mean, it's all created within a time frame where humans were not as knowledgeable or had different type of knowledge. I just love the artwork. Another illustrator. You can tell from his lines. And the stars. I love the stars. Old German. Fascinating. William Blake, The Great Red Dragon and the Woman Clothed with the Sun. There's the woman. Oh, the dragon has human legs. I don't think I've ever seen that one. A woman clothed with the sun. I'm gonna have to read this book. The Satanic Trinity. Another Albrecht-Dürer. You can see it. Oh, and the illuminated manuscripts. I love them. Could spend time on the margins. They add their little. They have little extra goodness in the margins. Oh, this is so intriguing. Oh, okay, well that's more modern. 1969. Look at that. That's interesting. 2009. Not this part. This part right here I find very interesting. And I love the blue that they use in manuscripts and illustrations. Apocalypse Now. Now that's a good movie. Remember the first time I watched it was in English Lit. So I could just spend hours looking at these. Ah, that's nice. I just like looking at the details, like the little spots and the stars here in the borders with the dots. It's just, I like to see how they fill space. At the blue, the yellow, the red, the white. Oh, and the demon here. Beatus. That is so intriguing. You have mouths here. Oh. So yeah, so this is a nice book given to me. I will be reading this and getting a lot of inspiration. So another thing that I wanted to show you was this sketchbook, which I did not finish at all. I mean, I always take things on vacation thinking, oh, I'll be able to sit down and paint. But no, I can never manage to do that. So the few illustrations and paintings that I did on vacation, it's a godsend that I was even able to do them. So here are the materials that I took. Initially, I only had these because I forgot everything else. Oh, and this. The Art Graph pencil and the Caran d'Ache Tegnalio Carmine Lake that I had. And my black pen. Yeah, this is a black pen. The ink pen. And then I went to an art shop there. Luckily, they had one. It was well stocked. And I bought these Winsor Newton artist grade watercolors and two Horadam granulated Schminke watercolors. This one I already had, but I had to get it again because I absolutely love this volcanic brown. It's my favorite. And this blue, was it volcanic blue or glacier blue? I can't remember, but it's beautiful. And so I did some illustrations of where we were. This is where we were staying. This is in Collioure. This nice, beautiful art town where famous artists used to go to vacation or just to go paint. And I really like this mixture of greens here. That I really like. The bougainvilleas. I love bougainvilleas. Absolutely love it because it reminds me of Italy, and I love Italy. This man was playing music, and so I drew him. It was fun. And then at the beach, I quickly did some sailboats. And this is a Handmüller watercolor notebook. I previously used one the first time I was here in Brittany, on vacation actually, before we moved here. But I wasn't a fan of the paper, but this one has less of a texture, and I really like this. So I'm hoping to use it in the month of October when I am attempting doing Inktober, because of course I'm a glutton for suffering. I will be, excuse me, I will be attempting to complete another Inktober. Another thing that I was going to show you is this sketchbook. I just started it. I haven't put down the date. I believe I started this. I have a tickle in my throat. It's in August. I always like to put the date when I start these sketchbooks. So yeah, so the first page, I don't know what happened to this page, but it just started, the fibers started to pull apart, and I was really disappointed. I'm like, oh no, did I get a dud? Are all the pages like this? Is it just these? Then I did this one, and it happened a little bit, but not that much. And this is for Benny Bear, for my art and language workshops that I do, the character that I always use with Benny Bear. Here's another illustration I did. Jeez, I think there's a lot of dust in those books. Another just quick little illustration I felt like drawing. Just testing out the paper again. And this one seemed to be fine. And I did use a lot of water. So it's a nice little cute illustration just to have fun. Working on the Benny Bear stuff again. And this is Harriet the Hedgehog. You know, the paper mache that I haven't finished, which I should finish. Here are just the stickers. I created stickers. These are the original illustrations of the stickers. And I can show you another illustration that I did with all of my characters. And I think it turned out quite lovely. So as you can see here, we have the Korrigan, the gnome that I created for the game. There's the squirrel, that's from the story that I created for last year's Folktale Week. Benny Bear. There's Franz, my OG. There's Coco, writing a K. There's a little mouse. Every now and then I paint a mouse doing different things. And there's Harriet, and then I always draw birds and the bees and whales. And there's just a little girl. I thought I could add my daughter in there, even though she's much older. But that's supposed to be my daughter, because I used to draw my daughter a lot. And mushrooms. And a bug. Of course I had to add a bug, because I love drawing bugs. But I had a lot of fun painting this. I wanted to do something like a, in German they're called Wimmelbilder, where you have a lot of things happening and you need to look for certain things. I still think it's lacking. I think I should be adding more things like up here, and also like more things going on in these empty spaces around here. Usually in those like seek and find illustrations, they are jam-packed with things. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It used to be, back when I started, you know, illustrating, that I would just do like a character in a void, and I've been progressing slowly. And so I'm quite happy with this. I really like the gnome. I think he turned out so sweet, and my squirrel as well. And I'm very pleased with the bees. I love drawing bees, bugs in general. And here's a little snail. He's cute as well. And I didn't really want to use the black ink for everything. I just sporadically. I mainly used pencil. The Inktense pencil, the bark or the dark chocolate. I can't remember. Not that one. Either way, bark and dark chocolate are two of my favorite colors. So yeah, so that I've been developing and creating so much. So that's why I just did not have the stamina to film anything. I couldn't do it. I could not. But it is September 3rd, and that means that I need to get into gear with what I'm going to be doing for Inktober. And so I just wanted to take a minute, drink my coffee, watch a horror movie, or really have a horror movie on in the background. It helps me think. And just come up with some ideas, doodle a little bit. And so that's what I'm gonna do. And so I'm gonna do a bit of a time lapse now, and I'll come back and chat later. Okay, so it's the next day, and as you just saw, I was doing a couple of color sketches. The first one is just an idea that I had, and I wanted to play around with color of the little witch flying, and she does have a sad expression, and that is because of the story that I have in mind. I don't know if I'm going to pursue it, because I thought, do I really enjoy drawing the human form? Yes. I do not enjoy drawing it as a character. I don't. I just don't. It's just, I will do it, I can do it, but I prefer not to do it. I prefer animals. And so then I thought, well, I like that idea, but I'm going to turn it into something else. And so I wanted to do some studies, and that's the second time lapse that you saw me doing, which is of the bat, and then I added a little moth. I'm going to be doing more. It's the best way when starting an idea. I like to do a lot of studies of the characters or animals that I'm going to be drawing regularly. And I loved this color palette. I can tell you guys a bit which colors I used. So with the Inktense, I used the Baked Earth. Inktense, will you focus? Yeah, Baked Earth. My favorite, Bark. Will you not focus on my face? Won't focus. So I used Baked Earth, Bark, and Orange Sorbet. And then I also used, just for the branch, the Deep Indigo. But I love these colors. And then paint-wise, I used my Art Graph, Yellow Ochre, the Burnt Umber, and then the Volcanic Brown. Those were the colors that I used. I love combining the black with the brown. I think it gives such a nice color. So I will be using them, or I'm going to be exploring those combinations more. But yeah, I'm very much in the fall mindset. So I will be doing more bats and the other characters, but I'm going to be ending the video here. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's see how regularly I can post videos. So I'll see you next time, guys. I will be doing more of these.